Hi, thank you so much for watching. So this is going to be a pick a card reading for what will your next relationship be like. So your next most significant relationship. I'm going to describe what it's going to be like between the two of you, what this person is going to be like, and just the overall energy between both of you. So I have not looked at the cards yet, but I did pre-shuffle them to save time. So here's pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And I divided it by oracle card messages. So this is from my little homemade oracle card deck. So you can choose whichever message calls out to you. Okay, so take a moment and decide which pile you want to pick. And you can always pick more than one pile, or if you feel like a pile doesn't resonate, you can go ahead and pick another one. So yeah, just take a moment to think about which one calls out to you. And otherwise, I'm going to get it started. So we'll put these aside for now. And we're going to start with the Angels Are Protecting You pile. Okay, so I definitely have that song Angels by Chance the Rapper stuck in my head just by looking at this card. So that could be significant for whatever reason. So I'm gonna keep this card right here. All right, so we're going to start with the romance cards, the romance oracle. Okay, so we have children. All right, so I'm getting that either you are going to have children with this partner, or it's also possible that they could already have children before you get together, or you could have children before you get together. But I do feel like a strong message is that you two will end up having children together, especially if this is a very significant relationship with one another. It could be like a lot of children too, not just like one or two. And I feel like you'll also have, we do have dogs in this picture too. So I feel like you'll have like not just human children, but a lot of like animal children together too, like dogs and cats and all of that. Stay optimistic about your love life. So there's a need to be positive within this relationship. Whenever you two get together, there's a message here that positive thinking is very important. It's what keeps you two together. So any type of fighting or disconnection is just going to be caused by negative thinking and a negative mindset. And you two could definitely be like very optimistic people, just naturally, people who sort of look on the bright side. And if you're not normally that way, it's just something about this relationship and this person just helps you see things in a more positive light and optimistic perception. And then we have new love. Okay, so there's a sense of newness within this relationship. So the person I'm talking about now could definitely be someone who you haven't even met yet, someone who hasn't even came into your life at this moment. It's also possible that this is going to be a first relationship for you or for this person. There's some type of newness here. So yeah, so let's see what the moon cards have to say. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Okay, interesting. So there will be some type of, once you guys are together and fully established, there is going to be some sense of wondering if you can fully trust the other person. There might be some type of major event that happens within the relationship, or one of you could have trust issues here. it's definitely like I feel like your relationship is going to really go through the ringer. Like there's going to be a lot of tests. And I don't say that to scare you because I actually feel like when the universe tests your relationship, it actually makes you a lot stronger. It makes your partnership much more solid, and it really makes you think like, do I actually want to be in this relationship or not? Is this because of convenience, or is this because we truly love each other? So there are going to be a lot of tests from the universe, but this is hopefully a good challenge and hopefully something that just makes your bond even stronger with one another. We have South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. Interesting. So, obviously, something about the past could come up. So, it's interesting we have this new love with this past holding you back. There's a sense of like needing to move forward, move on. So, there could definitely be like an ex-partner or just a person from your past who there was maybe some type of romantic connection, and they could definitely come in and try to like stir up some drama, try to test your commitment here. There could be some drama with a person from your past or from your partner's past. And I think if your relationship is strong enough, this is not anything to worry about, but there is someone from the past here who's probably going to try to come in and maybe mess with your relationship or try to threaten your connection. And then last, we have North Node. Step out of your comfort zone. Okay, interesting. We have South Node and North Node, and this did appear right underneath New Love. So this is definitely like a different relationship for you. So I feel like one of you either has never been in a relationship before, maybe both of you, or you've just never had this type of relationship. Maybe you've never been this vulnerable with someone before. Maybe you've dated one or many people in the past, but you just never got to that point where you could like fully open up yourself to them and fully be vulnerable with them. And there definitely could have been some type of romantic thing from the past and someone who really hurt you, or your partner is feeling this and it's like it caused you to sort of put up these walls and make it harder for you to love, to meet someone else, to fully open up yourself to someone else. But there's a message of like needing to move forward and really like move on from the past. There's definitely like a person or some type of wound that's like going to represent itself, and it is going to be a challenge, but I think it will make your relationship much stronger. Another interesting thing about these moon cards is that we don't have any zodiac signs here. I was kind of, because a lot of them have zodiac signs, so I was kind of hoping for that, but we don't have any of that here. So I feel like there's something that's like very up in the air. Like I can't really give you any specific timing. I can't give you any specific zodiac signs that this person could be. So I feel like this is going to be a very like unpredictable relationship. I feel like this is spirit saying like you just cannot predict too many details about this relationship. I think there's going to be some very surprising things about this person or about this connection in general. So there is like a sense of like unpredictability and mystery too. So if you're very confused about like who am I going to meet, or like who am I meant to be with, or what's this person going to be like, it's almost like you're not supposed to know like all the details, and obviously that's kind of the point of the reading, to like figure this out, but it's sort of like spirit is like, no, sorry, I can't get too specific. Like I can tell you a few things, but like that's all. And I feel like there's a good reason for that too. Okay, so there's a lot of like mystery and unpredictability within this relationship. Interesting. Okay, so let's get into your tarot cards. All right, we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so there could be you or your other person could be a little bit younger with this page energy here. And there's definitely something about like someone being like very inexperienced here. So someone still feels like they have like a lot of lessons to learn within romance in general. You two could also share some type of like study with one another. So you could either be in the same like career path, or you could go to school together, work together, or just have the same intellectual interest with one another. We have 8 of Cups. So there's a sense of sort of, there is going to be a little bit of back and forth within this relationship. So this could be like before you guys get together, there could be a lot of like going back and forth and uncertainty. I do feel like there's a lot of like mystery and uncertainty within this relationship. So it's like you could definitely question, like find yourself questioning, like, is this really meant to be? Is this person the one? Like, and a lot of like going back and forth. This could either be like before you get together, there could be a lot of like back and forth, or this could be like during the relationship. There's like periods where you guys sort of retreat from one another and then you come right back together. There could be like a lot of breakups and makeups. The 10 of Cups, so we do have a lot of emotional satisfaction here. So even though there is a little bit of like going back and forth, honestly, like deep down, this person really satisfies you emotionally, and I feel like you are very likely to end up with this person, that this is going to be the last person you're with. You will probably have children with this person, probably get married, and this will probably be your last love, because it's like you're emotionally fulfilled at this point. You're ready to close up a chapter. The Devil reverse. So there could be addictions getting in the way of this relationship. I feel like seeing it reversed is like when you let go of toxic habits and toxic substances or people. So you definitely could have, for this relationship, you definitely could be, before you met or before you got together, you were stuck in this like really toxic relationship, and this person who you end up with pulls you out of this and helps pull you away from this person. I feel like, because there, like I said in the beginning, there's this person from the past who's like getting in the way here, and who will probably try to come back and might try to mess with you or your relationship. But I feel like this new person you're with is helping you see just how toxic this person really was. And you probably didn't realize at the time like how toxic this situation was. And now that you're actually with someone in the future who treats you right, you're just like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know that it was possible to be treated normally or treated fairly. And they're gonna like really wake you up and be like, really get you away. There's definitely like a very toxic person from your past who like you needed to get away from. And if you're watching this in the moment, you could still even be tied up in this, but I'm getting that in the future, your next relationship, this person will help you walk away from that codependent and toxic relationship that you used to be in, or that person you used to deal with, even though they are probably going to try to come back in. But it's like you're going to see just how toxic they were. And another thing here is that this person who you're with could help you quit some type of like quit smoking or cut back on drinking or some type of toxic habit you have. It's like this person inspires you to be a better person. And I also just realized too with angels here, it's like this person you're going to be with is like a literal angel, and they are pulling you away from the devil. They are pulling you away from toxicity and negative habits and negative people. It's like this person is saving you. And I know we shouldn't romanticize someone saving you, and it's like you should save yourself, but like I have to say it, like this person is an angel, a real life angel, and they are going to save you from your past. 5 of Cups here. Yeah, there's like a big chapter from your past that like needs to be closed. And as you're watching this now, like you could still be wrapped up in this, or you could be in the process of trying to close this up. But I feel like this new relationship you're in is going to be like the nail on the coffin that helps you let go of either one or maybe multiple people you were dealing with who are just like really bad news. The Magician, beautiful card. So you guys are like, this is going to be someone who you have been manifesting. And again, with like this angel card, I feel like you are a very spiritual person and you have been praying for someone. You could have been even like doing like spells or witchcraft or something, just something very spiritual to try to call in your soulmate. And this relationship is really going to be like a wish come true. And the two, I feel like this goes both ways too, that this person, before you guys get together, is going to be someone who's like really wishing for you, or if you haven't met yet, they're wishing for someone who is just like you. And so you guys are like calling in each other in the spiritual world, and that's how you get together on the material world. And I feel like you guys are both spiritual. You could both maybe even do like witchcraft stuff with one another, or like, I don't know, you might do like some kind of like rituals together or something like that, like something like very spiritual but also like action oriented at the same time. You guys could do like tarot readings on each other too, or like just be really into like looking up each other's astrology charts, numerology charts, and like comparing that with one another. Knight of Cups. Okay, so now we're getting a little bit more mature energy. So we do go from page to knight. So like there could be like a slight age difference for some of you. This could also be a sign of like a lot of maturity as the relationship progresses. So you guys have a lot of emotions for one another here. We do have 4 cup cards so far, so this could definitely be a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. That could be this person, or you could also have that in your chart. I feel like the two of you will just have so much emotion for one another, and you'll definitely be expressing it a lot too with the Knight of Cups. It's like you're gonna like constantly remind each other like how much you love each other. Like you're just gonna be saying I love you like all the time, like constantly, and like just constantly showering each other with affection and really like beautiful words and gestures. And you guys are both really sensitive people too, and you're gonna like really put each other's emotions first. You're gonna be very, very careful of the other person's sensitivity, you know, and like even if you ever get into fights or anything, I mean, everyone fights, but you two are never gonna like stoop to that level. Like you're gonna always be kind. Even when you do fight, you're gonna like make up with one another after, and like definitely have a lot of guilt, and it's never gonna get to that place where you say something like so harsh that like it can't be forgotten. Like it's never really gonna get to that point because you two are so aware of one another's emotions and high sensitivity. The Hermit reversed. Okay, so, and then also with water signs, we also have some Capricorn and Virgo energy here too. So with the Hermit reverse, I think you two are really gonna like force each other to come out of one another's shells. So I feel like before this relationship, the two of you were very, you could be introverts. You were spending a lot of time by yourself, whether you chose to do this, whether you or this person really just likes to be alone, or maybe you were forced into a position where you like had to be alone. But like there's a lot of loneliness like right before you meet or right before you get together. And like when you're being once you're together, it's like you're really gonna let your walls down with one another, and this is like very rare. I feel like this is mutual for both of you. Like I said earlier too, the same thing about like this is very new for you, whether you've been in a relationship or not. It's very new for you to actually be this vulnerable with someone. You're not used to having someone who's like so aware of your sensitivity and so kind to you, and this person really makes you feel safe, like you can actually let your walls down, and that's going to be like a brand new feeling for you, something that you're not used to, and vice versa. Definitely it's going to go both ways. The Empress, beautiful card. So definitely a lot of chemistry between the two of you and just feeling comfortable. Like you two are going to feel so comfortable with one another. Like there's no question that you have to be like all uptight around this person, or you don't have to like walk on eggshells with them. It's like you're just gonna feel like very comfortable and nurtured with this person, and it's like you can just like hang out like in sweatpants, hair tied, no makeup on, and just like feel really beautiful still around this person, and they're not gonna judge you for days when you're just not like feeling your best. Like you might like it's like you don't have to be perfect for this person. It's like you can just be yourself. And again, with Empress, this is also a card of fertility, and with the children, it's definitely a sign that you guys are gonna get pregnant. You guys are gonna have a lot of babies together. And then finally we have the Knight of Swords reverse. So there is this definitely, it's kind of reminds me of the Eight of Cups too. It's like a feeling of wanting to rush towards one another, but at the same time you sort of like pull back your energy. So there could sort of be like, so I'm getting two scenarios. Like it could be that one of you is the runner and one of you is the chaser, and it's just like kind of goes back and forth. Or it could sort of be like you guys take turns being like runners and chasers, and it's like sometimes you have to really fight for this person and run after them, and they're sort of like closing up a little bit and taking space. and then the opposite happens, and then you kind of take your space, and then they're trying to get your attention and trying to chase after you. So there is a little bit of push and pull and a little bit of going back and forth within the relationship. Okay, so lastly, we're gonna do the romance tarot. Okay, so we have 9 of Wands. So okay, I'm just looking at this little girl. Like, I can't tell if she's like she looks kind of angry, but I can't really say for sure. She's like, so I'm getting this is sort of like your inner child here, like what this represents. And she's kind of like standing back, whether you are male or female, but you have this like inner child locked up. So I feel like you or this person that you're going to be with, or both of you, have a lot of like inner child healing that you need to do if you want this relationship to progress. So it's going to feel like very intense in a good way between the two of you, but you have like this inner child healing that needs to be done either on your end or their end, but probably mutual. Okay, now we have 8 of Wands. Okay, more Wands energy. So now we're really getting into the passion here, because I did not pull any Wands before. So now like this chemistry is really coming out here. So 8 of Wands. This is also a funny card too. So this guy, the man, is like totally hungover, and she's like, rise and shine. She's got like the incense burning too. So, oh my gosh. And what is he wearing? He has like some type of rope. I don't know. I think I've definitely seen like strong chemistry here, strong sensuality here. I do want to keep this reading PG, but like, yeah, there's definitely like strong chemistry here. So I feel like things are definitely going to move very fast between the two of you, and definitely like this scene reminds me of like someone just like drank way too much, and the other person's like, all right, let's go ahead. This could also be like, this could represent like one person in the relationship, maybe the masculine, who's just very like, I don't want to say like lethargic, but maybe more just like chill. And then the other person, maybe the feminine in the relationship, is very just like ready to go, like let's wake up, let's go, let's do something. So that could also be another aspect of like push and pull. There could be like someone here who just wants to like sleep all day, and then the other person that's like, okay, rise and shine, let's do something, let's go. Okay, oh, now we have the Queen of Cups. So we have more Cups energy coming in. So again, just like a very powerful connection, very emotional, lots of deep emotions here. Also very intuitive too. I think the both of you have a lot of strong spiritual power here. Okay, this is like definitely like a psychic connection here. The Three of Cups, so there could be some issues of jealousy here. There could be someone here could feel threatened, and that definitely could be of people from your past or people from your partner's past. There could definitely be some jealousy or just paranoia, maybe insecurity. So there is like a sense of competition within this relationship too. And even if this person, like this person here could be jealous of your past or vice versa, even if that past person is like totally gone, like you could never see them again, but someone here is like still jealous of your past, and they're just like, they're worried that even if you aren't talking, even if you never see this person again, they're just like worried that like you're thinking of them, or they're just worried that this person is gonna reappear even if they never do. This could just be like a deep paranoia here. Okay, Five of Wands. I feel like that this is a similar message here too, just like being threatened of like competition. You see, we have like all these women like whacking each other to get this one guy's attention. So there is definitely going to be a sense of like jealousy, insecurity of other people, possibly people from your past or from their past, or just like people in general. Like this could be someone who gets a lot of attention and that just makes you really nervous, or vice versa. They see that you get a lot of attention and that makes them very, very nervous. Okay, we have more Queen's energy, Queen of Coins. So definitely getting a strong commitment vibes here with the coins. You guys could be making money together. You guys could have a lot of money, put your money together, and the finances are looking pretty good here, I have to say. And similar message earlier, you guys could have a very similar career path or educational path, whether you go to school together, you work together, or you just have a very similar type of job, or even like a similar work ethic. You guys could both be just very hard workers here, and you're definitely like, I feel like you're both able to provide for one another too. There's like finances should not be really be much of an issue for you two. And then lastly, we have Six of Coins. So this is also a very similar message here. I feel like with your finances, that's really not going to be a problem, not going to be an issue. You just do have to watch out for like some insecurity here, like someone in this relationship, whether it's you or them, or it could go back and forth, someone feeling like they are not good enough for this person, or that someone else is just like out of their league, and they're just they could kind of put someone on a pedestal too. Okay, but overall this looks like a really wonderful and magical relationship. So I hope this resonates, and thank you so much for watching. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to pile 2. Hello, pile number 2. So you chose Nature Calls. So I have to say right away, nature is definitely going to be a big part of your next significant relationship. So you two will definitely spend a lot of time outside together, going on nature walks, going on picnics. That could even be like your first date, going on a picnic, and just like physical activity maybe that involves going outside. And this could definitely be a person, if you're not naturally a person who loves nature, I mean, I feel like you must be because you picked this card, but if you're not, then at the very least, this next person who you end up with is going to be a huge nature person, and that's just something that the two of you really bond over. You guys could even like both really be into crystals too, or even just like, and not even like the esoteric part of crystals, but even just like collecting rocks, or like going out in nature and like looking at things, looking at trees, all of that. So I'm gonna put this aside and let's get into it. So we will start with Romance Angel Oracle cards. Okay, all right, we have pay attention to the red flags. Oh, this is just a great card. Don't worry though, don't be too alarmed. So this means you could definitely have some red flags within this relationship. There could be some, what do I want to say? Okay, well, first of all, this could definitely be something that's just in your head, especially if you are like a very paranoid person. You could just, in this relationship, or at least like at the beginning when you first get together, you're just very like on your toes. You're very like overly aware. You could be someone who's like very oversensitive, and this person does one thing and you kind of overanalyze it and look into it, and you're like, oh no, like this is a bad sign. This is something that, this means that we are not meant to be, or something like that. So this could definitely be something that's all in your head. On the other hand, though, there definitely could be certain things that you just need to pay attention to. So if you're feeling called to like rush into this relationship once you two get together, this could be a sign for you to sort of like kind of not rush it. Especially with this nature card. So nature works very slowly. So we as humans, we rush through life, and we have absolutely no patience for anything, especially if you got some fire in your zodiac chart. You may be a very impatient person. And so I feel like the message here is that you are being advised to just take it slow with this person. It doesn't mean you two are not meant to be at all. Like, this could definitely be your twin flame, your soulmate, but I feel like you're being advised to take it slow. And there probably will be an urgency to just like brush things with this person and just move as fast as you can. But I feel like it will be a much more harmonious relationship if you just take it slow and you just take it one step at a time. This could be the one. Okay, see, I told you. All right, these red flags are nothing to trip up about. I think it's just a sign that you do need to kind of take it slow. You need to like, don't be so impulsive about this relationship, and also like have trust that this is the one, because you might be just like very in your head at the start of this relationship. Like, you might even find yourself like testing this person, trying to figure out like, is this the one for me or not? And the universe is saying like, yes, this is the one. So, and this can refer to not necessarily your next relationship, but like your next most significant relationship. So like, if you're watching this and you end up, like, for example, you end up having just like a quick fling with someone, that doesn't necessarily mean that this is about them, because this is like your next real, like, significant relationship. So this person is most likely your twin flame or your soulmate or whatever label you use. And I think you're just gonna feel like very impatient with them, and like you just want to move quickly, but you're definitely being advised to just like take it slow, one step at a time. Codependency here. So I do feel like the two of you are going to be very, very addicted to one another here. And it's like, I feel like this is on both your ends. You're gonna be, it might just be you, it might just be them, but I do feel like this is kind of mutual energy. Like, you guys are gonna be like calling each other all the time. You're gonna want to move in with each other right away. You might even like get engaged like really quickly and then like get married like the next day or something like that. You might like go off and elope. Like, you guys are just so attached to each other, like whoever this person is. And remember that this could be someone you haven't even met yet. This could be someone who you're thinking of, someone who you, whatever this person is. This whole thing is like a future scenario. So this is not the present moment. But anyway, like in the future, you guys are going to be just like really addicted to one another, which is definitely a red flag. So watch out for that. But that's how it goes. Okay. Believe in the impossible. Blue moon. Wow, beautiful. So this is like a very rare relationship. This person who you're gonna end up with is gonna be like extremely unique and absolutely one of a kind, like completely irreplaceable, which is why you're probably so addicted to them, because it's like, oh my God, like it's kind of like pinch me, I'm dreaming. Like, You just can't believe it. And this is how this person will feel about you too. They're gonna think you're like absolutely beyond their wildest dreams. Like they had no idea that they could meet such an amazing person, let alone be with them, you know? So it's kind of like this relationship feels like a miracle, like destiny, like fated. Okay, a time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. All right, so seeing the Virgo here, I feel like this person could have Virgo in their chart. It's also possible that this could have to do with timing. So the next time we have a new moon in Virgo, I believe is going to be Virgo season. So probably like late August or probably like early September. So this is a timeless reading. So whenever that comes up for you, that could signify like when you're gonna get together with this person, or when you're gonna meet them, or when you're gonna like fully commit to one another. Okay, so that's two possibilities. So otherwise, I feel like you're a very like selfless person here, and this is mutual too. This is also someone who's very selfless, and the both of you before getting together have just been very used to just people taking advantage of them, and just very used to getting kind of bossed around and taken for granted, really. So I think it's gonna be like really refreshing when you two end up together, because it's like you're not used to someone who does that equal give and take. Like both of you are just so used to being taken advantage of, and there's, yeah, I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point, but there is going to be a lot of equal give and take within this relationship. And I'm also looking at like the blue and green, reminds me of the blue and green in here too. So I just get very like calming and sweet, nurturing energy here. Very abundant too. You have like this sense of like your love for one another is just abundant and infinite. Okay, and lastly, we have full moon in Gemini. So we also have the sign of Gemini here. That could be in someone's zodiac. And I'm trying to think, when is the full moon in Gemini? So I'm pretty sure that's gonna be like winter time, because what is the opposite of Gemini? Because Gemini season is in spring, so I feel like this is like fall or winter time. I'll have to look it up though. Or okay, sorry, my video got cut off for a second, but I'm back. So Gemini, the moon in Gemini, I believe that's gonna happen during Sagittarius season, which would be late November through late December. Okay, so definitely like fall and winter time type of vibes. Also, this reminds me of like the winter. I feel like there's like snow here on these trees here. They kind of remind me of Christmas trees too. So I just feel like fall and winter is going to be very significant for your relationship. So again, whether you meet this person or you commit to this person, or maybe this is when you two get engaged or married, if that's going to happen for you. Okay, so besides that, I am also seeing like this person gives you a lot of clarity here with the answers you need are coming. So this is someone who's like very intellectual too. So even if they don't have any Gemini in them, it's like you two are very intellectually stimulated by one another. Okay, so that's all I got for that. So I'm gonna get into the tarot cards now. Okay, so we have the Fool in reverse. So we have some Aries energy here. So, and it's funny, it went right underneath the pay attention to the red flags. So there is something about like wanting to jump into the relationship. There could also be like a second chance for the two of you. So this person who you end up in a relationship could definitely be someone who you currently know or someone that you're going to be knowing for a long time. It could even be someone who you get together with and then you break up and then you get back together with. So maybe like an ex situation, or that's just a possible scenario. But there's also like there's this need to sort of like take a leap of faith, but seeing it reversed, it's like there is a lot of nervous energy here. So there is a lot of like really like being afraid of looking foolish and landing right on top of the pay attention to the red flags. It's like either you or maybe the person who you're with is just like could be very paranoid, at least like in the beginning, and just super unsure of whether this is someone who can be trusted, I feel like. And sorry, and just like looking for things that maybe aren't even there, and just very concerned with possibly looking foolish and like not wanting to make a fool of themselves. So there's definitely like a lot of nervous energy here. The Emperor, oh, okay, this is also Aries energy. So landing right next to each other, this could definitely be a person with Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or they could even have like multiple Aries placements. If not, this could be you. But other than that, there's definitely this sense of like wanting to be in control. So it's like you guys are kind of scared to let loose around one another, at least like in the beginning. And there definitely could be some control issues here, and like maybe even like a power struggle, a sense of like dominance. This could definitely be both of you who kind of struggle for having the power within the relationship. And if it's not mutual, it could also be describing this person who is very dominant, coming in with a lot of like dominant and controlling energy. And also with this codependency here, like someone who really wants to possess the other person and like really wants to own them too. So some people are really turned off by that, but some people really like that. Some people want to be controlled or they really want to control someone else. So hopefully that's a good thing for your relationship. But there's definitely like this power dynamic going on here. The Two of Wands, so this is all about like looking into the future. So I do feel like this will be a long lasting relationship. You could even be together forever, and if not forever, then a very, very, very long time. I think the two of you are really going to dream about the future with one another. You're going to make travel plans with one another. You're going to plan a lot of trips too, and really just like talk about the future with each other. And that's going to be something that brings a lot of excitement and passion within this relationship. Like, oh, I hope we can do this, and I hope someday you and me can do that, and that type of thing. Just like talking about the future, thinking about the future, and really putting the past behind you, and like not really letting any ex or any previous romantic partner really threaten your relationship at all. Just choosing the future. So we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So this is very like slow and stubborn energy. And I think like someone here has a lot of control issues, and it could definitely be both of you too. You guys are like really worried about like looking foolish or doing the wrong thing. So I feel like this is going to be a very slow moving relationship. Also, Virgo energy here too is very, very patient and really like takes its time. So yeah, I think you two are going to be very committed to one another, but it's just going to take you a really long time to get there. I'm not saying there's no commitment in the beginning, like it's just taking a while for your relationship to progress. So there could be one of you here could be kind of impulsive or have like that impulsive streak like subconsciously or like buried deep buried beneath the surface. I feel like there's just like this really slow moving energy here, and it's just going to take a long time to really like progress your relationship. I feel like I'm talking slow now. I feel like I was talking faster in the last reading or even like the beginning of this reading, and now it's like things are getting really slow here. Save the World. Okay, so definitely like wrapping up a huge chapter of your life before you do get together with this person. And that could also explain why you're like really taking your time with one another, because you just want to be like absolutely positive that the past is in the past, and you just really don't want to lead this person on, or maybe vice versa. Like you want to be like 500% over your ex or over a past love interest before you can really move forward and really commit yourself to this person who you end up with. Another sign is that you two are definitely going to have like your happy ending together, because the World is like the happy ending. So a really strong chance that you two will end up getting married and just being together for the rest of your lives, and that's it. And this is like your last relationship. This is the last person who you're ever with. And there's also like a lot of abundance within this relationship, and I think I said this earlier too, with like the whole nature and the green and the blue. It's like there's so much love to give. It's a strong sense of abundance, and it's like you two are more than enough for each other. Like you're never asking this person to give more, because like both of you are such natural givers. And it's funny because it's like before you two got together, you were just so used to people taking advantage of you, and it's like it became this new normal. So in the future, you end up with this person, and it's like you realize how many people have been taking advantage of you before, and you just can't believe it. Like it seems impossible that you could meet someone who has the same, if not more, nurturing energy as you do. So just a lot of sense of abundance, like your love is limitless for one another. And it did land under codependency too. So it's like you guys cannot get enough of each other. And it's like it's never enough, but not in the sense that like, oh, this person's not enough for me. That's not what I mean at all. But it's like you guys could spend all day together. Like you could spend 24 hours just awake, just like with each other, talking to each other, just like staring at each other, and you would still feel like it's not enough time with this person. It's like, like, and vice versa. Like you two will not be able to get enough of each other. And it's like you'll be with them, like maybe you're living together or they're spending the night, and it's like you don't even want to fall asleep because you don't want to be away from them. Like you need to be in their presence at all times. So which can be codependent. So you do have to watch out for that. But It's very sweet. Okay, we have the Two of Cups reverse. So the Two of Cups is a very sweet card. It's about really being there for one another, seeing eye to eye. So it did come out reverse. So there could be some type of, I don't know, you guys could go through some type of separation possibly, or like really just like miss each other a lot. And like, I'm not saying you two are gonna like break up. I mean, it did land under the Fool, and I said there's a chance you guys could like break up and then get back together again and maybe like go through that cycle. But this could also be about just like missing each other, like what I was saying with the World card. Like, you just can't get enough of each other. So it's like you'll go to work, or like you'll go hang out with your friends, and it's like you feel that distance between them and you just miss them so much. And I feel like you're just gonna be like missing this person all the time, and vice versa. And it's like, oh my gosh, like you I'm definitely seeing like strong codependency, like, and it doesn't matter if you guys are naturally independent people. It's just like once you guys get together, it's like you're always going to be together, and you're just going to miss them like all the time. Like, they're gone for 5 minutes and you're like, oh my god, like I missed you so much. Queen of Swords. Okay, so sorry. So there is like definitely very powerful emotions here. With the swords too, you two are just so fixated on each other. Like I said, you just can't get enough of one another, and there's just so much focus here. Also, I believe I said something about like intellectual conversations. It's just like being really intellectually stimulated by one another. So I'm definitely getting that message again. You also can be like very blunt with one another too, and not in a mean way or like an angry way at all, but you just speak your truth with one another, and you say what you're thinking, and it's almost like you can read each other's minds too. And you're very direct with one another. You're very forward about your feelings with one another. Maybe not in the beginning, but like at least once you have like an established relationship, you're very honest and very direct with each other. Four of Swords. So, sorry, sword. Thinking of swords. Four of Cups. Okay, so there is a sense of like shyness within this relationship. Like I said before, too, like being scared to make a fool of yourself. And definitely one of you or both of you has their walls up like very high. And I can definitely see like both of you being kind of like guarded, but there could be one person in the relationship who is even more guarded, and they just have their wall up so high. And the other person here, and this could be the feminine possibly, tries very hard to break down that wall. Like, she uses her sword to kind of cut through the BS, and it's like someone here is just very guarded of their feelings. That's just like the way they are. So it could be that like the feminine in this relationship is very very sharp and direct, and really just trying to cut down these walls that the masculine keeps up. The Chariot. Okay, so we have the sign of Cancer here as well. So lots of traveling, definitely lots of travel. I did mention something about like making a lot of travel plans with each other. So you two, like, you're definitely gonna, this is gonna be a forward moving relationship. And I do feel like it's gonna be slowly moving, but eventually you will get there. It is gonna take a bit of time, but you will get there to that point where you have like that solid commitment. I definitely see the two of you like just traveling the world and like going to new places, exploring new places together, especially like places in nature too, like even like going to different nature parks, spending a lot of time outside, or like spending a lot of time on the road. You could even like buy or rent one of those like huge trucks or something and just like go on like a really long road trip with one another. Definitely like going camping too. That's a strong possibility. Like you're gonna do like a lot of camping trips with one another, or yeah, definitely something about travel, doing stuff, like being in the car a lot. You're gonna spend a lot of time in the car with one another. I feel like just driving new places. And then we have the Five of Swords here. Okay. Okay, so Five of Swords. So there could definitely be some mind games here. And I don't know if this is within the relationship or other people. I feel like there could be other people who do try to get in the way and try to like mess with you and distract you. I feel like you two are so fixated on one another that there will be outsiders, whether that's your own friends or just people around you. It could be coworkers, it could be enemies if you have enemies. It could even be like maybe family members too, or just like people from the outside sort of trying to like get in and mess with you, and maybe not even like in an evil way, but like people are just gonna be like, and I don't mean this to sound negative, but people might be a little bit judgy of your relationship because they might come in and say like you two are just too codependent on one another, or like you two need to take some space, need to take some breathing room. I could definitely see people, and I feel like this will come from like friends or people who think they mean well, or you think they mean well, and kind of coming in and just sort of trying to get inside your head and be like, well, maybe you guys spend too much time together, or maybe you guys are too focused on one another. So you do have to watch out for that. And you know, it's never a good thing to be extremely codependent on someone. So maybe this is a good thing. They're just trying to make you sort of see this, or they might say like, maybe this person that you're with, like they're controlling you too much, like they're too dominant or whatever, or vice versa, like I think you're controlling this person too much, you're being too dominant or whatever. But I can definitely see people sort of like poking in at the relationship, and I think this just comes from a place of jealousy, and I don't think it's something you actually have to worry about because you two are going to be just so focused on one another. But like, it's just definitely something that will be there. So I guess it was worth noting if it came out in the tarot. Okay, so moving on to the romantic tarot. Okay, so we have the Chariot again. So this is the same card as this. So we have more Cancer energy coming through. So again, with like traveling, and I mean, you could see like they're literally traveling, they're moving forward. And I mean, I think you guys will probably be in a car, but I mean, you never know. You guys could totally like ride a bull through the field with one another. I mean, this is like the nature pile, so maybe you guys will be on a literal chariot together. But I can definitely see like hay rides, like, and I did mention like the fall earlier. I could see you like going on a really cute hay ride with one another. And I definitely feel like the masculine in this relationship. And remember, this goes beyond physical gender, but whoever has more masculine energy is going to like really take control of the relationship and really like he's gonna call the shots and he's gonna decide, like he's gonna make the plans and he's gonna decide whatever, just make the decisions, I guess. And I think the feminine is gonna enjoy this though. She's gonna kind of sit back and relax. She's gonna sit back and relax and just kind of like go along for the ride. And you can see she's just kind of hanging in there. Like she's not like buckled down or anything. Like it looks like she's about to fall right off. But I think she likes that though. She likes kind of just going along for the ride, and the feminine has a lot of trust in the masculine and just really likes to have him like take control basically. So we have the Empress. Okay, so really beautiful card. So definitely a very strong attraction between one another. You two could definitely have babies together. I see a strong fertility here, lots of babies, lots of pregnancies, and feeling like just really comfortable with one another, feeling attracted to one another. And you don't even have to really get dolled up. You don't even have to groom yourself. Like this person is going to be so insanely attracted to you. Like even if you're just in your sweatpants or your pajamas, and you might not even like if you wear makeup, you might not even have makeup on, and this person is just like still wildly attracted to you, and vice versa. The Two of Coins here. So this is a cute card. Babies, the baby goat and the little kids. So this could be another sign that you guys are gonna have babies together. But I also see like, oh, and it looks like they're on a chariot too. So very similar to the chariot cards here. Another theme here with the chariot. But otherwise with that, I do feel like there is something maybe about like your career or maybe their career or something. There's something about like trying to balance the relationship with career or financial issues possibly. Okay, so we have, oh my gosh, I'm actually not, I'm pretty sure this is the Wheel of Fortune, right? So I'm pretty I'm pretty sure this is the Wheel of Fortune. Let's go with that. Oh my gosh, there's so much. This is a really lucky card to get. There is no, I don't think this is the Wheel of Fortune. What is this? 20 22. Oh my gosh. What card is this? Okay, so this is the Star. So this tells me that this is an absolute dream come true. Again, with the blue moon, like believing in the impossible. This is totally like this relationship. You two are gonna see each other as just a total dream come true, something you have been wishing for a long time. It's gonna feel very, very blessed, a very blessed union here, and also a lot of hope for the future as well. Again, with sort of like making a lot of plans for the future, and just like talking about the future very often with one another, and kind of trying to figure out like where the relationship is going, or like plans that you'll have with one another. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands here. Okay, so we do have a lot of chemistry here with the wands, and we have like a need to like express yourself within this relationship, and there's gonna be a lot of like passionate expression, basically. Look at this very sensual statue we have here, and giving flowers as well. So there's definitely going to be a lot of playful physical energy here with one another. I do think it is still going to go very slow, but like once you get to that point when things do become more physical with one another, there's just going to be so much chemistry here, but you're definitely going to take it like one step at a time here. It's like you're not just going to rush into it, but once you finally get there though, it's just going to be like, wow, it's just going to be totally amazing. Okay, and now we have the King of Wands. So we go right from the Page of Wands to the King of Wands. So there's definitely a possibility that like you go a really long time without like anything physical like at all. And like you might even know each other for a while before you even like date each other or become committed or whatever. And I feel like once this page comes through, it's like all of a sudden we have a king. So it could be like you go really long without like doing anything, and then once you get a little bit, it's like you're gonna want everything, basically. That's all I'll say about that. It's like it could be very slow moving at first, but then like all of a sudden it's like from 0 to 100. And then we have the Ten of Swords, okay? So this is like an ending, this is the conclusion. So we have, looks like she's like fast asleep. He's like, please take this. Is that a blue rose? A blue rose? Some kind of flower. Please take this token. Please take this offer of love. Okay, so there is something about like, there's something about you guys could definitely go through some type of significant ending with one another. And now I don't mean like you're gonna break up for sure. I mean it's definitely possible for many of you, but like I feel like you're gonna go through some type of ending together, not necessarily with each other, but like, oh my gosh, this is like, oh my gosh, okay. So this is really deep. So someone here, while you guys are together, it's gonna go through just like a very painful loss. This could even, oh gosh, this could even be like a loved one, the death of a loved one, an illness of a loved one. And I don't want to say that to like predict death or predict fear or something like that, but as we know, like not I was gonna say not everyone lives forever. No, nobody lives forever. And you could definitely, someone in this relationship, it could be the feminine because at least in this card, she is the one who looks like she's grieving, but like that's a better word. Okay, grieving. So like someone here is gonna be grieving something very major, and the other person in the relationship could very well be the masculine, but doesn't have to be. It's just gonna be here like very very comforting, like I'm here to comfort you, I'm here for you, and just like, oh my gosh, it's very powerful. There's gonna be like some type of significant grievance that someone goes through that really requires the other partner to like show how much they care for this person and just like really support them through this. So I do feel like, and that's a part of life, like we all go through grievances, we all go through hard times, but your partner here is really gonna get you through this, or vice versa. You're really gonna, your compassion is really gonna get your partner through this. Okay, so a very powerful spread here. So thank you so much for watching, and if this doesn't resonate at all, I mean, this is the future, so obviously it's not going to apply to your current situation, but definitely feel free to check out the other piles. Okay, and thank you so much for watching. Hello, pile number 3. So you chose the Stay Positive card. So I am definitely getting that you are a very optimistic person, and this next significant relationship is going to attract someone who is also very optimistic, maybe if not even more optimistic than you are. I actually feel like right before the two of you get together, you are going to be going through this very dark period in your life, and sort of a time where you're basically forced to stay positive, and it's basically the only thing that's keeping you sane in this time period. It's like it is going to be a very dark time of your life, and but because you're such a strong, optimistic person, you're really, that's what's going to help you get through it all, whatever's going on in your life. And once you either meet this person or get together with this person, it is going to bring a lot more sunshine into your life and really like make you feel young again and make you feel youthful. So I'm going to pull this aside and let's pull some romance oracle cards. Okay, so your first is release your ex. All right. So if you do have like, if you have an ex partner on your mind, I feel like this is not about them. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, and if hearing that message makes you very upset, then I would probably pick another pile. If you're like really hoping to get back with your ex for whatever reason, I would say either this message is not for you or this person is not for you. So there's someone who really needs to, you really need to, and it might not be you who needs to let go of them. It could be them not being able to let go of you, you know? It could be that you've been done with this person, you've been trying to push them aside, and they just keep showing up and they keep showing themselves. So this is a very like straightforward card. So I feel like this next significant relationship is going to be someone who you have not been in a relationship with before. It's not going to be one of those ex situations. And you might even know them. You could have known them for a long time, or you might not, you never met them before, but whatever it is, this is someone who you just never dated before. And there could specifically be your ex getting in your way. And this also might not be, you might not even have had any relationships before watching this. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like an ex. It could be like an old crush or someone who you almost dated, or you had some type of fling or hookup with, someone from your past, basically. And I feel like you're gonna be, before you get together with this significant person, you're gonna be in this dark period of like trying to let go of someone from your past or releasing them. And I think the universe will reward you for being brave enough to walk away and move forward and let go here. Okay, your next card is Unrequited Love. Okay, but you're probably like, Oh my God, whoever's watching this pile is like, F you. Like, what are you doing? But please, I told you, like, you're gonna be going through a dark time and you're gonna be kind of forced to stay positive, okay? So I do feel like maybe this could apply to this moment, or this could just apply to the time period right before you get together with this significant person. You're just going through this dark time. So I feel like before you get together with this person, you are going to be very fixated on either your ex or just someone from the past who there was just no equal give and take. And unrequited love doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, you love them and they didn't love you. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. Like, it could be like you both loved each other, but like, or you both really liked each other maybe, but were such a giver and they just took from you. And there's just not enough there. Like it says, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Okay, so, or it could be on your end, you know, like this could be the reason why you broke up with your ex, because maybe you weren't like physically attracted to them or emotionally attracted to them. You know, there's something about like I feel like you might be kind of, again, this does not necessarily refer to the present moment that you're watching this, but like the the few months or whatever time period right before you enter this significant relationship that's about to make everything so much more happier and so much more positive. But you are going through this rough patch beforehand where you're sort of fixated on someone who is just not good for you, not meant for you, or maybe this person is stuck on you and you're just not attracted to them. So something like that. And separation. Okay, I know these cards are very negative. I'm sorry, but I promise it will get better. Okay, pile 3. I want you to stay positive. See, I told you, like I said, like you are going through a dark time before you end up with this significant person. You're going through some type of separation before you get together. You could even be fresh out of a breakup, or just in this period where it's just like very dark and lonely. But please rest assured, like please don't click away. Like this is just right before you end up with your significant other, okay? Because I did say in the start of the reading, I swear I didn't even look at the cards at all, but I got like, you are going to be in this very dark period before you meet or before you get together with this significant other. Okay, so let's move on to your moonology. Okay, you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo, okay? So I know the pile number 2 got the new moon in Virgo. So a full moon in Virgo, so this could refer to Virgo season itself, or this could refer to the actual full moon in Virgo. If we want to think about timing, like when will I meet this person or when will I get together with this person? So I believe the full moon in Virgo happens, I believe we just had one. So this is a timeless reading, but at the moment of filming, what is it, like I think February is generally the full moon in Virgo. Um, but yeah, that's just possible. It could have to do with that timing, or it could just have to do with Virgo energy. So this could be this person who you end up with could have Virgo in their chart. You could have Virgo in your chart. But besides that, this is just a message that like you are good enough. So I feel like you're such a sunny, positive person, and people tend to take advantage of you. And it's kind of similar to the second pile, in that you're such a giving person and you're just so used to people kind of stepping over you and taking advantage of you. So I do feel like right before you get together with this person or meet this person, you're just in this phase in your life where like you're questioning your sense of worth, you're feeling kind of insecure, just like not so hot. And this person is here to remind you like you are good enough. And they're here to basically help you with your self-esteem and help you kind of get back on your feet and just like remember your power, remember your beauty. Okay, and before I pull the next card too, another thing I want to mention about the angel oracle cards is that you and this person could also go through quite a bit before you even get together, or like at the start of your relationship too. There could there could possibly be an ex who tries to come back and mess with things, whether that's your ex, whether it's theirs, or like just a person from your past. You and your partner at the beginning of your relationship, you could go through this kind of back and forth, push and pull, and there could be sort of like you meet them and then there's distance, and then you get back to and then you get a little closer, and then someone's ex comes back, and then there's like another period of separation. So it's almost going to be kind of a battle for you to really get together. And I know I love how this reading is like kind of negative, and this is the stay positive card, and I think there's a reason for that, because it's like you just gotta stay positive, like you just gotta make it through. Like I definitely see some type of struggle within this relationship, but I feel like it's definitely worth it. It's going to be worth the struggle, worth the wait. What else do we have? You're very close to achieving your goal. Give us moon. Interesting. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, I there's gonna be like I feel like you two, I'm getting like two scenarios, either where like you go through this really dark time and then you meet this person and then you guys get together, or this could be someone who you know for like a really long time and it takes like a really really long time for you guys to get together, and it's like you're so close, and it's like something happens, and then all of a sudden there's drama, and then you two are in separation once again. So you could even already be feeling this too. This could this is more like a future reading, but like I feel like for this pile specifically, this could be definitely something that you're already going through at the moment. But it's like there's a sense of like this is a long journey, this relationship. Like it's really going through the tests, like, and it's sort of like you get really close to this person and you think you guys are going to be together, and then all of a sudden there's some kind of drama, and then it's like you're split apart again. But obviously the good news is that you two do end up getting together. Otherwise there would be no reading here, because this reading is called your next relationship. This is not your next almost relationship. This is the real deal, okay? So you will get there. A personal issue reaches resolution. Beautiful. Now we have Cancer energy too. Full moon in Cancer. So this could be someone who has Cancer in their chart. And if not that, trying to think of timing. So it could be during Cancer season, which is like late June, early July, or like the literal full moon in Cancer, which would be, when would that be? That would be during not Sagittarius, Capricorn season. So like Christmas time maybe. Okay, so that's possible for timing too. Just throwing out some scenarios there, but it's very interesting. So we go from you're very close to achieving your goal to a personal issue reaches resolution. So yeah, I get this feeling of like it's gonna take a lot for you two to get together, and you're gonna have these moments where it's like, I think we're finally, like, I think I finally, I don't know, like, I think we're finally there, or I think this person is finally ready to open up, or I think we're finally getting closer, and then it's like something happens and it's like back to square one, like that type of thing. And a little bit of back and forth, but eventually you will get there. It's going to be a bit of a fight. It's going to kind of test your willpower. It might even test your sanity here too. And it's funny because we have 3 full moons. So I know this is gibbous moon, which is like almost a full moon. It's not quite there yet, but it's basically a full moon if we look at it from the big picture. So we basically have 3 full moons here. So honestly, like a full moon in general could have like a huge impact on your relationship. So like whether it's in Virgo, Cancer, like whatever sign, like definitely look at your calendar, pay attention to the full moons, because I feel like something very significant will happen during a full moon. That could be the day that you confess your feelings for one another. That could be the day that you go on your first date. That could be like just something that there's very powerful energy around the full moon. Okay. All right, so that this is just the tip of the iceberg. So let's get into your tarot. Okay, so we have the Tower reverse. Wow. Okay, so we have Scorpio energy here. So this is a really beautiful card. So seeing it reverse means like you already had your Tower moment. So like I said, like you could have hit rock bottom right before you met this person, or right before you got together with this person, and now there's like a sense of picking up the pieces. So yeah, there's definitely a feeling of like there's a lot of forgiveness here too. I feel like you two, like I said, like you're gonna go through a lot with one another, especially like at the beginning of the relationship. So hopefully not like your whole entire relationship is like all of this, but like at least like when you first get together, and then there's a sense of like picking up the pieces, forgiveness. Okay, so you guys could just be very like, also you could be in general just two very intense people who have a lot of like intense emotions, and it's like you're kind of prone, possibly prone to lashing out, but seeing it reverse, it's like picking up the pieces, forgiving one another, putting things back together. So it could definitely, I feel like this relationship is going to start out very rocky, but you two are going to like make up for it. There's going to be, like I said, a lot of forgiveness here. Okay, what else do we have? The Hierophant. Wow. Okay, so I believe this is like Taurus energy. So this is a card of marriage. So you guys are definitely going to get married. Like, not right away. I feel like there's definitely going to be like a lot of tests here, but like there's a strong sense of commitment. You two are going to be completely committed to one another. I'm definitely seeing marriage here. There could also be something about like religion here, could also play a part. One or the both of you could be very religious, and if not religious, even like traditional. Like I'm seeing like a very traditional relationship here. So there could be like, I'm trying to think of examples, like, I don't know, just like doing things like the old fashioned way, I feel like. So whatever that means for you. That could mean like gender roles for some of you. That could mean like, yeah, I feel like that's a very broad term, and I think it means something different for everyone. So, whatever traditional means for you, so that's that's how it's gonna apply. Okay, Four of Swords reverse. So this is like very restless energy. This is like not really being able to kind of just like sit back. So, and we do have like the full moons, all these full moons here. So, this is like a high energy relationship. You two are very like restless with one another. I feel like the two of you like to go out and do things a lot, or there could also be a lot of anxiety too within this relationship, and someone gets really nervous about like what the other person's thinking about, and there could also be like some obsessive thinking here too. Um, Otherwise, yeah, there's definitely a sense of like restlessness, like I said, and just like wanting to keep things moving, keep going forward. Okay, now we have the Six of Swords reverse. All right, interesting. So this is sort of about like not really being able to move on. I feel like with these two swords both coming up in reverse, there is a lot of like overthinking. I feel like both of you are overthinkers. So you could just really like obsess hard over one another, and you do have to be careful of that. Like, you don't want to be over analyzing one another constantly. And Virgo is a very like analytical zodiac sign. So yeah, you guys could definitely like throughout this relationship, you're constantly like thinking of one another, but like you're trying very hard to like read between the lines, and like you might even see things that aren't even there too. You could also be going through like a very difficult transition at the time of meeting this person or getting together with this person. There could be a lot of like really harsh shakeups within your life, and you're looking for a sense of stability. I'm also just getting this now too, like with the Tower reverse, because the Tower is a very like unpredictable card, but seeing it reverse is like the exact opposite pretty much. So like a stable foundation, and seeing it next to the Hierophant too, it's like a sense of very stable commitment with one another, because I think you two are going to be like very anxious people, and so you're going to kind of be constantly checking up on one another, but like not in an annoying way or in a bad way. It's just like this really strong sense of commitment and stability. And I feel like maybe at the time that you first get together, or even like throughout your whole relationship, it's just there's all these crazy changes happening around you, and you might really struggle dealing with these changes. And so you two just are each other's rocks, and you two completely rely on one another to stay sane and just stay comfortable. And it's like you see this person as the little light in the dark, in a very dark world. You see this person as like your light. And I'm like, definitely, like I said, the full moon in Cancer usually happens around Christmas time. So, and Christmas is right at winter solstice, which is when the world is at its darkest, but the light finally comes back. So it's like the days are just beginning to get lighter again. oh my God, that's like a beautiful metaphor for this relationship. So it's like you're dealing with all of this darkness, and then this relationship is like the light in your life. And you could continue to go through these very dark times, but this person in your life, your partner, is going to only make things better, and it's just going to keep getting more and more positive the longer you two are together. The more time goes on, the stronger the brightness is going to become, if that makes sense. Now we have the Six of Wands. So this is like feeling like very victorious, like feeling like a sense of victory here. So it's kind of like, yes, like, and I feel like this is just repeating the same message that I keep talking about. It's like so much darkness in your life. It's kind of like your whole entire life has flipped upside down, and then this person comes in and they're taking you away and they're leading you to victory. And it's like it feels like the universe is rewarding you for like spirit is coming in and being like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry you're going through such a hard time. Here's this relationship to help, because you deserve it, because you have been going through so much brutalness here. Is that a word, brutalness? I don't know, but yeah. Two of Swords reverse. Okay, so again with swords in reverse. So it's like you guys are just like always thinking of each other. There might be a little bit of confusion too within the relationship, like, but you guys are just like constantly thinking of each other here to the point of like restlessness. And then with the two in particular, you are very focused on this person, because upright is like going back and forth, not really sure what to do, but like seeing it reverse, I see it as being very fixated on one another. And I think this is going to go both ways too. You two are just like very focused on one another. You're definitely ready to let go of the past. Seven of Pentacles here. So there is a need to be patient here. Yeah, this pile really reminds me of pile 2. So you might want to check that out, especially if you're like, why is this reading so negative? But it's not though, because I swear things are getting better. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. Like this person is going to, I don't want to say fix things, because that's not very politically correct, is it? This person is going to really help you, like shine a light in the darkness. But there is a sense of patience here with the Seven of Pentacles. There is a sense of like you will have to work on this relationship, you know. There is a lot of passion here and excitement, and there is fun. I'm not saying it's like a boring relationship, not at all, but like this is something you have to work on. You two really have to work. I feel like you're gonna have to work on your communication skills in particular, and you might just have to like really reassure one another that like you are going to be there for them, because I feel like you could be a very anxious person, and the person you're dealing with is also going to be, this partner of yours is going to be an anxious person as well, maybe even more anxious than you are. So you are going to have to be very patient with one another, and this sense of like needing to reassure one another that like it's a like not even like reassure them of your love, because I feel like you are very confident in one another's love, but like just reassure them that everything's gonna be okay. Like I know like you're going through all this difficult things at the moment, but like I promise you it's gonna be okay. Like you're gonna have to like keep reassuring one another. King of Pentacles reverse. Okay. So now the Pentacles are showing themselves. So interesting. The King of Pentacles reverse. So you guys could definitely like, this could be a very indulgent card. This could be someone who like gets a little crazy with the alcohol too, or even just like food too, just kind of overdoes it, overspends and stuff. So I feel like the two of you may have that tendency to kind of here and there just kind of go crazy every once in a while, especially like with the celebration card too. So you two do really like to celebrate with one another, and I feel like that's sort of how the two of you are gonna get through this rough patch that you may be dealing with, or just get through the hard times in general, like really kind of like just go crazy, like just party together. So the two of you could definitely like to go to like a lot of concerts or parties with one another, go out with each other, or even just like if you're someone who likes to stay home, even just like stay home and just like binge drink with one another responsibly, hopefully. I feel like it's interesting. I feel like especially like the Tower is such an intense card too. Seeing it reverse kind of takes off the edge a little bit, but I do feel like this is a very like work hard, play hard type of relationship, because it's like it requires a lot of work for the two of you to be together and stay together, but and you're really good at doing that. Like you're really patient with one another, and you do work really hard to be with each other and get through the hard times, especially if you do go through these periods of separation here, or you go through moments where like you're not sure if this person really loves you that much. Like you could definitely have like paranoia of unrequited love. So like I said, like there's a need that you guys always have to like reassure each other that like I promise, like I'm not thinking about my ex or talking to my ex. Like I promise I still love you. Like I'm still very attracted to you, and you have to like really reassure each other. But at the same time, you still have a lot of fun with one another. So it's like you're aware of how much work you have to put in the relationship to keep it going, and then you guys kind of just let yourself go. So like I said, work hard, play hard. So I feel like you two, as much as you work on the relationship, you also have a lot of fun together. You go out together, you drink together, that type of thing. King of Cups. All right. So we have two kings here. So we do have strong masculine energy within this relationship. So this could possibly be a same-sex male relationship, or this could be male female, or even female female, but the two of you have very strong masculine energy, like both of you. So, and someone here is a very hard worker, but they can also kind of be overindulgent. And then someone else here is like super emotional and just very in touch with their sensitivity as well as intuition too. Very strong intuition here with the King of Cups. So yeah, very, very strong masculine energy within this relationship. And lastly, we have Four of Wands reverse. Okay, Four of Wands reverse. Let me think for a second. Four of Wands. Why am I struggling to remember the Four of Wands? Oh, duh, okay. I just had like a complete brain meltdown. Oh my God. Four of Wands. So that is another card of celebration too. It's funny it landed right underneath the Six of Wands. It's sort of like, it also has to do with reunion too. So, and it also fell under the separation. So yeah, there could be times when you guys are away from one another and then you're together again. You go through these periods of separating and then reconciling with one another. Also a sense of celebration too. The Four of Wands also has to do with marriage too. And we have another marriage card here as well. So very, very strong sense of marriage and commitment with one another. It did come up reverse, which kind of adds a sense of privacy to your relationship. So, like I said, I feel like the two of you do like to really have fun with each other and celebrate your love for one another, and but at the same time you do kind of like to keep it private. So maybe you do like to go out with one another, but like rather than go out with friends, like it's just the two of you and you kind of just stick together the whole time. Or maybe you don't even like to go out at all and you'd rather just like have fun at home, and the two of you kind of stay home and you're just like drinking or just like, you know, getting busy with one another, or private celebrations, private fun times together. And lastly, this could also be a sign that the two of you get married in private. So you could do something like, if you do get married, it could be very low key. Like you just go to City Hall and just kind of get the deed done and then like kind of just celebrate on your own, go off on your honeymoon and celebrate it that way. Or you could just like go off to Vegas and elope with one another, and then you could even like get married and not even tell people too. You just like keep it on the down low. Okay, so wow, that was a lot of messages and we are still going. So we're on the final part with the Romance Tarot. My God, I'm like losing my voice. I'm gonna take a sip of water. This might be the longest pile, I'm not sure. Or I've just been reading for so long. Okay. Six of Wands. Okay, so this is the same card as this one. So we have Six of Wands, we have celebration too, and specifically you two could be very fond of boats and going out on the water too. You could really like to spend time with one another, traveling too. This card can also be about travel as well, especially by boat or by just going out in the sea. I feel like there's definitely something about like a romantic boat ride with one another. Be very significant. Five of Pentacles. Okay, so this interest, I love this card. Very sweet. So he's just like holding her in his arms and just like overjoyed. So I definitely get again with like the work hard, play hard vibes. So I think the two of you are very hard workers. Not only do you work hard on this relationship, but you just like, you could have very high powered jobs or just jobs that take a lot of your time and energy, and you take your job very seriously, or you earn a lot of money maybe at the same time. But you could also have the tendency to kind of like, once payday comes, you just kind of spend all your money together, and you guys just like could definitely be like going out to a bar and you just spend like half your paycheck in one night because you're just having so much fun with one another, and you kind of forget about money and forget about your responsibilities for a minute. But it's like you go back and forth, like work hard, play hard. Okay, we have a High Priestess. Beautiful card. I feel like this is not necessarily a marriage card, but I do get strong marriage vibes, especially from like this deck in particular. I don't know why. I feel like, I don't know. Reminds me of this card because like you have like whatever that, I know it's not the Bible, but anyways, this is just an emphasis on like spirituality too. The two of you are very spiritually linked to one another. I'm getting like definitely like a past life relationship here. And I do get like a sense of privacy too, because the high priestess, she's very private. So I feel like the two of you do keep your relationship very private. Like you're not very boastful about it. You don't really talk to other people about your relationship. It's not like you're like constantly posting about it online or anything. You definitely keep it like on the down low. And I feel like just because you don't really want other people in your business. The moon, okay, so we have the sign of Cancer here coming up. And oh, speaking of secrets too, sorry, I just like, I don't know. Oh my God, it's a puppy. Oh my God, I didn't even realize. It's like, oh my God, I think she's pregnant because, I mean, this can definitely show pregnancy too, but look, there's a puppy there. So you two can definitely have a puppy together. If you're not into having children, you're definitely gonna have like some pet babies together, I feel like. But that's really funny I mentioned secrecy because the moon is also a lot about secrecy too. So both of these cards are very like kind of private secret cards. So I do feel like the two of you are just gonna keep this relationship like under the wraps. It could also be like when you first start dating, like you don't even tell anyone that you're dating each other. Or you get married and you don't tell anyone you're getting married. Or something like that. Or it could just be like you just don't talk about the details to other people about your relationship. You just kind of leave it at like, oh yeah, we're doing well, and then you just kind of leave it at that. You don't really like tell any like deep secrets about the relationship. I think you two are open with one another. You both tell each other your own secrets. There's a lot of vulnerability within the relationship. There could be a secret pregnancy too, that you're pregnant and you don't tell like anyone, like not even your closest friends until you're like visibly showing. That's another sign. And the Eiffel Tower here too. You could take a romantic trip to Paris, possibly. Just throwing that out there. That's probably not gonna apply to everyone, but it's possible. It's possible. Okay, 8 of Cups. All right. So, oh my gosh. So 8 of Cups is about like trying to figure out like emotional fulfillment. And it can be a little bit of back and forth energy too. It can be going back and forth between kind of like being on your own or searching for something else versus coming back to your partner. So there could possibly be a little bit of like back and forth. We do see, we have this man and he has his arm around 2 women here. So take what you want of that, I guess. So there could be some back and forth. I mean, the 8 is also like a private number too, so that could also be speaking about privacy. Okay, so we have the Emperor, so we have some Aries energy here. So we do have a lot of like dominant, controlling energy here. I feel like someone in the relationship is just very like powerful and dominant And I want to say like in a good way too, because some people are just like very into that, very attracted to that. So yeah, I definitely get like someone's very like in control too. Okay, and lastly, we have the Knight of Cups. All right, so this is like confessing your feelings for one another. So I feel like the two of you will be very open with your feelings for one another. And again, like maybe not to the world. You might not be super flamboyant about your relationship when it comes to like other people, when it comes to the world, but like within this connection, you two are very open about how much you care for each other and how much feelings you have for one another and how deep it goes. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and if this was your first pile, feel free to check out the other piles too. I send you so many blessings.